And a lot of people ask me, what does micro-cheating look like? This right here. Giving your number out to people who you have no business giving it out to, flirting with them. And she was over here flirting with me and shit. She was slapping my arm. Oh, you're so silly, you're so stupid. I was like, girl, you think I'm stupid?
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We're living in a time in which it's hard to find someone you can really trust. And with people cheating on their partners more than ever, you've got to stay alert to what's going on in your relationship. I've got a few cheating stories from TikTok to go through with you today, so let's get into the mess.
I lied to my boyfriend, and now everything I do or say is a lie in his perspective.
What did you lie about?
I actually accepted dude's number and he tried to kiss me. Like, I didn't kiss him, but I didn't say no to giving him my contact information. I liked the attention.
Okay. Sounds like you didn't consider anyone else's feelings in that moment other than the attention that you were feeling.
Yeah, it was selfish, all in all. And that guy actually messaged me and asked me if I wanted to hang out with them. And I went and hung out with them. And I ended up getting really drunk. Called my boyfriend for a ride home at like 1 a.m. and he didn't answer, understandably. And then I called dude and he gave me a ride home and we hung out in the backyard for like 3 hours. When I came inside, my boyfriend woke up and confronted me and I lied. And I said that dude gave me a ride home and then I sat outside by myself.
Trust is trust and lies are lies. And in his mind, you cheated. Right now, he's feeling not enough, literally. You needed attention from some other guy. What have you done in the past 3 weeks to try to build back up not only the trust, but his sense of value to you? You know, have you had basically a come to Jesus conversation with him saying, listen, I know I fucked up. I know we have a lot of work to do. I know I have work to do. I want to be with you. I want to make this work. I feel a lot of regret and remorse. I feel scared that I ruined this relationship, but like I want to be with you and I want to do whatever I can to make us stronger. And I'm hoping you're willing to do that with me. And are you down? Have you said that to him?
See, when you're building a life with someone, trust is one of those non-negotiable things. If she's willing to lie about stuff like this, I expect her to lie about even bigger things in the future. This girl taking this guy's number, calling him up when she needed help, and then hanging out with him at those ungodly hours are reason enough for a breakup because she clearly doesn't respect her boyfriend or relationship. Even though she didn't cheat in this instance, though I'm suspicious of her hanging out with this guy for 3 hours in a garden at night. A part of me thinks something went down, even if it was just a kiss, but I can't prove that. But yeah, as I was saying, even though she didn't cheat this time around, her behavior and need for attention indicate to me that it's only a matter of time. For this new guy to be the first person she called for help when she couldn't get through to her man is wild. What's going to happen when she's working a full-time job one day and starts getting close to a coworker? If the attention of a seemingly random dude was enough to pull her away from her partner, I can only imagine how much worse it would be in an office-like environment. Even though this guy tried to give the caller some advice, if I was this woman's boyfriend, none of that shit would be enough because she's already shown me what kind of person she is. Just like her actual boyfriend, I wouldn't be able to trust anything she says moving forward. And that's not the kind of foundation you want to build a relationship on.
What do I do now moving forward with my wife after she moved out, started having an affair with a coworker, and now has come back and wants to stay married, but shows little to no remorse for what she did and acts like it's not a big deal. She also said to me last week in conversation that she still has feelings for this guy that she works with, but it doesn't matter because they don't talk or spend time together anymore. I'm not really sure what to do. I've lost a lot of respect for my wife, and I also just don't trust her for a multitude of reasons. And then I kind of want to add to that, that after she left and moved out, I went and slept with someone that I don't have contact with, that I don't have feelings for.
Sure, because why not, right? Because why?
Right,
Because
exactly.
why not? You showed her, huh?
Yeah.
You showed her.
And I hear you say all the time, I'll sit with you and help you figure out the next right move. And it's like, I just really don't know what to do, John.
Yeah. Can I be super honest with you, Sam?
Yeah.
I think you do know you don't want to.
I think you're probably right.
I think you 100% know. So let me ask you, what's terrifying over that next hill? Because you know the hill you got to cross.
It's never surprising to me when someone in a relationship hooks up with a coworker, and it shouldn't really be surprising for you either. And to be honest, that should have been the end of things. Rather than call it a day and move on to something new, the caller decided to go out and bang some random chick as if that was going to fix things. Unlike the caller who just had a quick hookup with a chick he doesn't know, his wife developed strong feelings for the guy who was piping her down. So I don't see how this relationship can succeed after this. The fact that she shows no remorse for cheating on him tells you everything you need to know about their marriage. If the caller's wife is genuinely checked out of the relationship, she's probably not going to care that he went out and slept with a stranger. And even though she says she's not talking with her coworker anymore, it'd be very hard for the caller to prove that, as they probably just got smarter about how they do things.
My husband keeps getting more attractive and I don't like it. Me, 32 female, and my husband, 32 male, have been together for 8 years, married for 5. I am not ashamed to say I was the pretty one in our relationship when we were dating. Before we got married, he was around 280 pounds and 5'11". Didn't know how to choose clothes for himself, he hates shopping, and he had a bald head. I fell in love with who he was as a person, even though I never cared for his looks. I was secretly assured that he wouldn't cheat on me. I was cheated on every single one of my relationships until he came along. Ooh, girl. Into second year of our marriage, his sister had lost a ton of weight due to heart issues, and he started going to the gym with her 5 times a week to support her. He specifically lost around 100 pounds. Oh, well done. And turns out he has very blessed genes. I'm talking full-on abs and everything. Never knew man can grow jawlines by losing weight. We went on a shopping spree and started to let his hair grow out. Well, again, turns out he has beautiful hair. By this time, my husband is a very attractive man. Then a month, we went to our company's anniversary party with his co-workers. I noticed that women at the party were just swooning over my husband, and even worse, he didn't even realize it. I learned from his co-worker that most single women, even some of the married ones, are actively throwing themselves at him. I don't like how much attention he's getting. I feel like as soon as we get into a rough patch, if we get into it, there's a ton of women waiting to prey on him. I'm scared that some of these women will affect him, as he's pretty naive as a person. Note that he was everything I could ask for in marriage, and he's been great, if not a perfect husband over the years. I feel like such a POS for wishing he stayed physically the same.
This just sounds like a relationship in which the dynamics have changed. Her perceived value and how she saw herself when matched up against her husband has been shattered, and with other women now interested in her man, her insecurities have been triggered. It's wild that she even suggested that his looks earlier on in the relationship gave her assurance that he wouldn't cheat. This is probably one of the major things that gave her comfort and control in their relationship. But now that he's become Jason Momoa, she has to deal with the fact that other women want him. And if shit goes left, one day, one of those women will probably take him. The fact that she's been cheated on in her other relationships isn't helping either, so her feeling uneasy is understandable. Now that her husband has options, you can't be sure that he won't step out and explore one of them, especially if he's not used to this type of attention. Ultimately, though, there's nothing she can really do to stop him from cheating if that's what he decides to do one day. All she can do is keep putting her best foot forward and maybe do what he did and try to work on improving herself. Even though this wasn't a cheating story, I was curious to see what the good people down in the comments had to say about all this. This behavior is exactly what could start trouble that another woman may exploit. When your own wife is your biggest hater. She chose him because she thought he was beneath her, and that boosted her confidence. Now the tables have changed. She hates it. Pretty much all of the comments were along these lines, but the ones which spoke about the wife's behavior being the thing that drives her man away and into the bed of another woman were spot on.
This is a perfect example of what micro-cheating looks like. For some context, I was at the gym just now, and I met a girl there who was super pretty, super cute, fine as hell. And I caught her looking at me an approximate number of 3 times. And I took that as a sign that, you know what, if you're looking at me 2 to 3 times, I'm gonna think you want me to approach you. So that's exactly what I did. I approached her and I asked her if I could work in on the machine where she was working on. She agrees to it. I introduce myself. She introduces herself, and we start having casual talk and casual conversation in between sets. I asked her where she was from, and then she said that she is originally from Wisconsin. She's been out here for 3 years, she said. And she said that she moved out here with her husband. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, so you're married. I was like, how's the marriage? You know, are you happily married? You know, I hope that's working out well for you. She said it was a marriage just like any other marriage. She shrugged her shoulders and said it was whatever.
I can't even lie. I hadn't even heard of micro-cheating until now, but how this guy's laying out this story makes perfect sense. When people find themselves cheating on their partners, it usually starts off with them engaging in actions that can be perceived as innocent. For me, Flirting is one of those things, because while people can engage in it and have it not mean anything, it can also open the door to cheating. The married woman in this story, who was checking this guy out and basically begging for him to come over, may not have been outright looking to have an affair. And that's me being generous. But she was definitely pushing boundaries with this interaction. But her referring to her marriage as whatever kinda suggests that she's not that invested in her relationship, and we all know where things can go from there.
In the back of my head, I immediately thought this is someone who clearly thinks low of their marriage and their partner. They don't think highly of it. And I told myself, let me test the waters to see how far I can get with this. And so as we're working out and in between sets talking a little more, I then ask her, you have phenomenal legs. How often do you work your legs out? And I told her that with the intent of getting her number. She said she works them out 2 to 3 times a week. And I was like, well, when's your next workout? I'm trying to get it in. I'm trying to look like you. She kind of chuckled and giggled and said, on Friday. I was like, well, I'm gonna head out to my next workout and I would love to get your number to work out with you on Friday so we can do legs together. Are you down for that? She said she was super down for it. And that's when I was like, boom, you are micro cheating right now. That is what micro cheating looks like. I'm not gonna text her. I didn't even save her number. I already fucking deleted that shit. But I'm not gonna text her because that ain't right. You as a married woman have no business working out with another man who's not a personal trainer or a friend that your husband knows. The same applies to men who are married. A man has no business working out with another woman who's not his partner, his personal trainer, or a friend that his partner knows. This is a perfect example of what micro cheating looks like.
For a married woman to give another man her phone number is definitely crossing the line, at least in my book. Even if she isn't planning on cheating on her husband, she's definitely someone I'd say isn't a safe partner because she's likely to put herself in situations that can lead to all sorts of things going down. Some people will do things like this, and if their partner finds out and gets upset about it, and rightly so, they'll try to gaslight them. Even though the guy in the video talks about how she should get herself a personal trainer, I'm not really convinced by that because the personal trainers in the gym I used to frequent were banging their clients like there was no tomorrow, married or otherwise. While you might not think of it like this, the time a personal trainer spends with a client can be kinda intimate, and the longer they train together, the more people start opening up about their personal lives, which is where things can start to get blurred.
And a lot of people ask me, what does micro cheating look like? This right here. Giving your number out to people who you have no business giving it out to, flirting with them. And she was over here flirting with me and shit. She was slapping my arm. Oh, you're so silly. You're so stupid. I was like, do you think I'm stupid? I know exactly the type of woman you are. I've met married women who cheat on their man before, and you're the same as they are. I know she's willing to do that shit because she's willing to give me her number and work out with me. And the fact that she said her marriage was whatever and shrugged it off, that told me everything I needed to know. So that right there is a perfect example of micro cheating. Stay loyal to your man. Stay loyal to your woman. Don't be out here fucking around giving your number to people to fucking get a workout in with them. Fuck's wrong with you guys?
He's right. There's a very good chance that he could have got off with this chick as she was flirting with him, touching him, gave out her number, and even agreed to work out with him. My power level would shoot through the roof if I found out my wife was working out with some dude, and by the end of it, we'd be signing those divorce papers. Anyway guys, that's about it for today. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, and drop your thoughts in the comments so we can get into it.